I cannot begin to say how grateful I am for all the comments. Sometimes you're thrashing around with an idea and you're thinking, how I sort of know what the answer to this is. I sort of feel it, but I can't articulate it. And you're struggling for a way to find the right sentence. I was talking a few minutes ago about the words, well, about the two, the Greek and the Hebrew words, or if I wasn't talking about them, I meant to. The Hebrew word for word is devar, and it's got the sense of action attached to it, as indeed in the creation story, God creates with a word. And this same idea is present even in the Quran, where God demands obedience of the heavens, words, and then he sets the planets and everything in motion according to its particular uh, obedience. And there's this extraordinary phrase in the Quran about the universe is expanding, which is, of course, something that we now know, but it's there in the uh, in the Quran itself, and in the Greek translation of the Bible. The Greek translation uses this extraordinary Greek philosophical word logos, and the logos is not only the word, but it's the intelligence, the reason, the nous, um, the identity of, um, of a person. It's a person's intellect, and again, it's the intellect which controls, which gives reason to our actions. So to use words and to throw words away casually, or to use words which we have no intention of acting on, this is either stupidity, madness, or deceit. And I think we should be trying to avoid all of these. So I was specifically talking about the failure of the Rafah crossing. So although we were told that the moment the Rafah crossing was open for aid, then those people, like, for example, Humza Yusuf's family, could then travel into Israel and seek refuge there. But that doesn't seem to have been the case. That doesn't seem to have happened so far. And you have to ask, well, did the words have no meaning? Were you specious? Were you just lying? Were you just saying something to bide the time? I don't think that's the role of a diplomat. The role of a diplomat is to say something which has meaning and which can be relied upon, because people's lives are dependent on the words that are being said and the words that are being agreed. And I think too often in the modern age, where we've got words floating around all over the place, we use words too casually. So I'm really grateful to Khatun, who sort of clarified something. I said the hostages must come first, and Khatun says, no, Tim, Israel must come first. And I think, wow, how brilliant, because I hadn't really thought through what I was saying there, and Khatun has actually identified it. That is the point at which I differ from Khatun. It's the point maybe I differ from a lot of people. I don't think Israel comes first. I think the hostages come first. Then Israel. But the hostages come first. Human beings come before the country. They always do. They always should. And soldiers maybe have sacrificed their lives for their country, but civilians are not doing that. And civilians who are here on holiday are not doing that. And we must do everything to protect civilians and to get back hostages and to demonstrate that this is not the way to sort out a quarrel. And Al Jazeera has got a sort of chart of how many deaths, how many injuries on this side, on that side. It's not It's not a balance sheet. That's not the way forward either. Any life is a disaster. Any life. You can't say, oh well, you've got so many deaths on your side and so many more on this side, that makes it worse on that side. No, it doesn't. Any death is a tragedy, and any death through this crisis is a tragedy. And I'm sure we're going to see far more of this messing around with words, messing around with ideas. What do we call it? Duplicity. Duplicity. Rather than searching for words which have meaning, words which have action. We go back again to the Hebrew word davar, which can mean an action and which can mean a word. The two things are interchangeable. I give you my word. My word is my bond, or at least it should be.